You've got victory over yourself. I love this. It's almost as if it's like there was something you couldn't see. There was something that was going on that you couldn't see. And it's like it slowly started to come into your conscious mind, and it really just presented itself to you, and you just chose, you know what, this don't work for me no more. You are evolving past the shackles that once had you tamed, okay? You've got the High Priestess that just came out. There's something here significant about you following your intuition, okay? You following the intuition. Like, the Akashic Library is also significant because this book, to me, is blank pages, but the pages are not necessarily blank, okay? I'm hearing something about it being an intuitive book. You're pulling from the intuitive book of knowledge that resides within you, the well of knowledge that resides within you, the artist that resides within you. So there's something here about whatever was keeping you bound before, you are now removing yourself from that altogether, okay? You hold the key. The keys are being presented to you, okay? There's some, yeah, look at this, the Sun card. Freedom. Freedom. There's a song called Freedom. I don't know it, but I just heard a song called Freedom, okay? There's something here about you freeing yourself. That you're freeing yourself from something, okay? Yeah, some of you could be freeing yourself from some type of heartbreak. I'm hearing something about breaking bread. Two of Pentacles. There was something that you was juggling. Okay, you're not juggling that no more. Okay. With the Two of Pentacles here, there was something that you was juggling. Maybe some of you were juggling two different places. Like you were traveling back and forth for work, for family. So like you had to travel for work, and now you're choosing not to do that. Okay. I say that because I see boats in this card. And they're on either side of the coins that he's juggling, going in different directions. So maybe it was a thing where you're traveling back and forth. There's something about here, you being in a stable location now, okay? It's also what I'm getting. But you've walked away. You have walked away from the confines of those shackles that were keeping you bound, okay? And you're walking towards your destiny, the Ace of Cups, okay? You're walking towards more emotionally fulfilling situations and experiences. You're walking, you are choosing to balance out how emotions feel to you, okay? Maybe I'm kind of getting this feeling of like, you know how people have certain phobias of certain things? Like people have phobias of like holes, people have phobias of like spiders or snakes, or people have phobias of like elevators, things like that. I feel like someone, and it might be very rare, you have you had a phobia, or that you just took a disliking to feeling intense emotions. Maybe you were someone who feels intense emotions, and they would cripple you, not because of the actual emotion itself, but because you don't like the idea and the feeling of them, okay? That's kind of what I'm getting. Like emotions were sort of like a phobia for you. And there's something here about you learning to balance out your emotional state, and you being in a space where your emotions feel like they are fulfilling to you now. They feel like more like as if they're information as opposed to burden. They feel like a gift as opposed to a curse, okay? But there's something about this emotional overflow, and this could be to do with you connecting with other people. It's almost as if you're leaving these empty cups, right? Because there's 8 cups here. It's almost as if you're leaving these empty cups, and I'm seeing a 9 of cups in my mind, because this plus the 8 of cups is 9 of cups, which is wish fulfillment. But this cup is a massive cup that's just overflowing, okay? So for me, it's almost as if like you're finding the emotional benefits that are going to provide you with a sense of emotional stability. I'm also hearing vulnerability, okay? Maybe your emotions at one point made you feel really vulnerable, and that made you feel really uncomfortable to the point that it was crippling you, okay? You got the 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, there's something here about the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, okay? There's something here about, with it being in reverse though, I feel like you're not allowing this situation at her to cause you anxiety. You're not allowing this situation to cause you anxiety. You've seen through the veil. You've seen the truth. It's like I'm seeing someone peep through a curtain. And maybe you was overhearing a conversation. I'm hearing like a conversation about how people view you. A conversation about you. And that conversation gave you an epiphany. And this is why you're choosing to remove these shackles. Whether they're energetic or physical in some sort of sense. But you're removing that, okay? There's something here about, because usually to me this card is about like winning the battle, right? And it's in reverse. But there's something here about you not wanting to fight no more. Son, for clarification. You not wanting to fight no more. You're not providing any more exposure to this situation. All these people. You got the devil at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So I feel like some of you are maybe in some very addictive or destructive patterns that were governing your own life. And maybe these were put there by yourself. Okay. But you noticed it. Yeah. And you're choosing to move away from it. Spirit took you in a different direction. I feel for some of you these are people, but I also feel like these are like, I'm hearing substances, behaviors, physical habits, ways of thinking. But you overhearing something or something being said to you, it's like the penny dropped. Okay? The penny dropped. Yeah. You've got victory over yourself. I love this. It's almost as if it's like there was something you couldn't see. There was something that was going on that you couldn't see. And it's like it slowly started to come into your conscious mind and it really just presented itself to you and you just chose, you know what, this don't work for me no more. It's like as soon as it was exposed, you was just like, this needs to get exported out. Okay? And you chose to like move forward. And I feel like what's going to happen now is, because it's almost as if whatever you overheard, I'm sure some of you overheard a conversation, whatever you overheard, it caused you to realize people have a skewed view of you. And I don't feel like a lot of you care about what people say. However, it was like you were surprised that people had this view of you because when they're around you to your face, that's not what you would have thought they thought about you. Okay? And because of this, it's like you're choosing to level up, not because of what's been said, but because it's like there was an epiphany about what was said. It's almost as if like, I feel like some of you were at a pinnacle where you're doing your best, but it's like that information caused you to be like, even though I feel like I'm doing my best, I know I can do more. And now you're doing that more. But you didn't realize you had the capability to do more until said things were said or said exposure was exposed. Okay? I hope this is making sense. But it's just almost as if like as soon as what was done, said, experienced, exposed, literally energetically broke those energetic shackles instantly off of you. And it just gave you like this level up. Okay? So there's something here about like an inspiration, like you being inspired by things, you taking different approaches. I'm also hearing exposure to cold therapy. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. There's something here about Gaining the keys to the castle, I'm also getting, and there is a castle in this picture. Okay. Something here about the Merkaba being significant as well. Okay, so esoteric knowledge, you could be diving deeper into deeper sciences and practices as well for yourself. Okay, but you've got the keys to the castle. And there's something here about you creating financial stability for yourself for the first time ever to a capacity that feels comfortable to you. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, so you got the Star. Healing. This whole experience basically is like healing for you. All right, and there's something you wished for. It's like a deep-seated wish, but you got it. Okay, I'm also hearing something about a fortune company. Fortune 500 companies are significant as well. Laid off. Some of you could have got laid off. Some of you, that might be what some of the conversations were about, where people didn't expect you to get laid off from such a high position. Okay, some of you, there's something to do with some type of investigation at work as well, which is why you may have got laid off, or there's a potential for you to get laid off. Okay, there's something about an investigation at work. Some type of information was submitted wrong, or some of you could work in the banking system and there's something about money missing. And now there's an investigation to see if there's been like money laundering, account swapping. Two separate names were swapped on someone's bank account or something. There's something here about a hacker as well, like someone who's good with hacking systems and changing stuff around, like inside job kind of thing. I think there's a movie called The Inside Job that might also be significant. Okay, but I'm gonna leave it here. But yeah, you've broken some kind of constraints that had you in some type of energetic bondage. Okay, and because of that, there's like this level up that's happening. Okay, so you could be in the midst of this now, or you could experience it soon. I'm hearing soon. They ain't put no date on it. I'm just hearing soon. So yeah, I hope that resonates. Sending you love. Mwah.